Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? This video is going to probably be the biggest Colourpop haul I've ever done, and the queen of Colourpop herself made me buy it. I mean, she didn't make me buy it, but she did give me her personalized recommendations of the products that I was missing out from for Colourpop. So if you don't know, the person that I'm referring to is Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun. She actually works with Colourpop doing a ton of their product photography. She has so many Colourpop reviews on her channel. She does so many Colourpop comparisons. I had the privilege of seeing her collection, which includes every Colourpop palette that has ever existed. So this haul kind of has a little bit of a story, and I'm just gonna jump on into that. If you want to skip ahead, I'll leave a timestamp down below. So long story, as short as I can make it, I got into a car accident like 2 weeks ago, and it was my own fault, but it was still really scary and traumatic, and I've never been in a car accident before, so it was just a terrible experience all around. I was hours away from home, and Amanda, being the lovely friend that she is, she drove and came and picked me up. She brought me tissues, she brought me back to her house, she gave me tacos and White Claws, and she just was the absolute best. Like, could not ask for a better friend in that moment. I'm so grateful. But in what became my not sober state, I was like, let's talk about Colourpop. What's your favorites? What am I missing out on? Like, I feel like I have a Colourpop expert here, and I just went through and just started filling up my cart and filling it up more and more. And basically, I feel like I cannot be held responsible for the amount of eyeshadow palettes that I bought. In fact, as I was sitting down to film this, I just thought about how good I've been this year, and like I've only like bought a few palettes here and there, and like I've done so well at not buying palettes excessively like I have in the past because I'm such an eyeshadow fiend. But then like this whole haul throws off all my numbers, so it's kind of a thing. But I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you love a good haul moment, and you know, of course, if there's anything that you want to see from this haul, I'm going to do some swatches and whatnot, but if you want to see more in depth and see tutorials or reviews or whatever, just feel free to let me know down below. And if you plan to make a Colourpop order, don't forget to use code Amanda. That's what I used. How could I not? So here is the giant box of Colourpop makeup. I'm just gonna kind of pick and pull, and we'll just go through. So at the very top here is a Colourpop blush stick, and this is, I'm pretty sure this is one of their like newest collections. Maybe it was the plush collection, and I think I bought this one on my own accord, and it was just because of the name. The name is Skater Boys. Like, come on. Who grew up listening to Avril Lavigne and would have the willpower to not buy this shade? Plus, the packaging on this is so pretty. So here's what Skater Boys looks like. I mean, it kind of just looks like a light, pretty pink shade, like a mauve-y pink. I mean, I think that's really pretty. I have one blush stick from Colourpop, and I do like it. I don't know that I'd say it's my favorite formula, but I do think this shade's really pretty, and I think that'd be beautiful with like a plummy palette. Next is a palette I've been meaning to purchase. I mean, Amanda definitely recommended this, but also Karen Harris was like, you need to buy this palette. Like, she asked me a while back, she was like, have you seen the Lush Life palette? Did you buy it? I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she was a little offended because it's apparently such a good palette. So I finally purchased it. I mean, the packaging is super, super cute. Oh yeah, that's definitely really pretty. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen this already, but here's the Lush Life palette. I mean, this green and blue row in particular is calling to me. I feel like it just looks so pretty and tropical and summery. So yeah, I'm excited. Maybe might do a separate video on that. I don't know. Maybe I should do like a week of Colourpop palettes. Okay, next is the Cheek Dew Serum Blush. I have not tried this formula, but Amanda was saying that she really likes it. And I think we talked about how this is like a little bit more of like a cream blush that doesn't dry down all the way, but I personally don't mind that at all. I don't mind if my cheeks are like a little sticky. And this is the shade Kiss Kiss, which I'm pretty sure I bought based off of her recommendation. She said it was like a really nice neutral shade. So let's do a little swatch. So the thing is, she gave me a lot of recommendations, but sometimes like a certain color would be sold out and I wanted to try the formula or whatnot. So I can't remember exactly. I mean, again, I was not sober, so some things are a little sketchy, but here's what Kiss Kiss looks like. I mean, I can definitely see like the glow to it, and I feel like that might be the most neutral blush that I own now. Like, I feel like that's actually adding something to my collection. I don't have a cream blush in that kind of shade, so I'm excited to try that for sure. Next, we have the Colourpop cheek palettes. I've been meaning to purchase these, but I ended up, what did I do? I can't remember. Okay. So Amanda recommended one of them that she liked more than the other, but I can't remember if I purchased both or just one, because I was like, oh, I just really love the formula, so I might as well just get both. I can't remember if I did that or not. I can't see that far in the box, so let's see. So this is the Born to Blush shade. I mentioned the extra glaze one in my recent favorites. I've just been loving that one so much, but here's what Born to Blush looks like. I mean, this one is a little messy, but it's definitely a lot more just like kind of true neutral. I mean, these look so pretty. Okay, so there is the Super Shock Cheek, definitely a lot more golden. I can't remember, is this a bronzer? Oh, it is a bronzer. So that's all that feels bronzer, which I think looks okay. Like, it doesn't look too warm. I think I could pull that off. And then both blushes in here just look so pretty, like such stunning peachy tones. Let's do a little swatch right here. Ooh, that highlighter is definitely too dark for my skin tone. But maybe I'll use that as like a blush topper or mix it in with the blush and kind of keep it a little bit further down, because that's, yeah, not gonna work perfectly for me. That's okay though. You win some, you lose some. So this next palette I'm really excited about. I would not have purchased this if it wasn't for Amanda, if it wasn't for that moment, because I don't get suckered into collabs, but it is such a beautiful color story. I've heard the quality is really good. So this is the Disney Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic palette. And I mean, the packaging's adorable. It's so cute. Oh, and it's got like, it's like raised and everything. Okay, that's adorable. So here's what this palette looks like. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is gonna see this, but it reminds me of like the most dulled down neutral version of the It's Freakin' Bats palette. Like, if the It's Freakin' Bats palette was just like a very like someone who does like very like everyday neutral kind of makeup, like this is the vibe that it gives me. In fact, I think those two palettes would be really, really cute together. It looks so cute. And these shadows are a little bit bigger, aren't they? Am I missing something? They're definitely a bigger size. Is that normal for collabs? I did not realize. Next, we have some Colourpop Super Shock Cheek products. I've not bought these in so long. So this first one I'll pull up is called Prenup, and this one is Amanda's like favorite blush from Colourpop. She did a favorite set with Colourpop a while back, which I didn't purchase just because I already owned most of the things in the collection, but I did not own this, and she was like, what are you doing with your life? Like, she said that she's used multiple of these. So let's see. I mean, it's a really pretty mauve shade. And I feel like I look back at when I had these blushes from Colourpop and I was kind of just like, about them. But it's been so long and my preference has changed so much. Like, I think it's been probably like 3 or 4 years since I used one of these. So, I mean, I think that looks like a really pretty shade. Definitely another kind of like mauve moment. And I'm excited to give it another shot. And then this next one is called Chiffon. And I believe this was, again, another one of her recommendations. This is so different than what I was expecting. I guess this is a highlighter. It actually looks a lot like, what was it, highlighter from Melt. So I pulled it out. It's reminding me of Melt Illuminacion because it's kind of like the like warm orangey base with the pink shift, which is what this is giving me. I actually don't really reach for highlights like this that often, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. I feel like I thought that this was more like a pearlized, like super pinky cheek rather than a duochrome, but actually, I mean, you could probably do that all over the lid too for a moment. I mean, it's pretty sparkly. The duochrome is less intense swatched out. We'll see, we'll see. I definitely have to put that one on my cheeks to decide how I feel about it. Okay, I did buy the other face palette. So I want to say the Born to Blush Amanda recommended, but then I picked out the Sugar Frosted. Okay, this one is giving it to me. I feel like that looks like perfection. So this one doesn't have a bronzer. These three are all blushes, but it just looks like such a nice neutral palette for fair skin. Okay, let's see. Actually, the highlight is kind of like, it looks white, but then when you swatch it, it has like a gold shift, but it's still pretty. And then we've got like a super neutral blush there. Okay, those two look very similar, but I'm not mad at it. So yeah, just very, very neutral shades. I mean, I like it, but those two look very similar, so it's another thing. I'm just gonna have to like kind of test these things out and get back to you guys, but I love the formula of the blushes in the Extra Glaze palette so much that hopefully I'll feel the same way about these new shades. Okay, next we have a palette that I have gone back and forth with buying for so long. This has gone in and out of my cart so many times. I'm actually surprised that it's still available. Like, I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be a palette that came out and then it was gone, but it was still available, so I got it. This is the Colourpop Mandalorian Baby Yoda palette, or the child palette to be specific. And I mean, I did watch The Mandalorian and I enjoyed it, but I'm honestly here for the color story. Like, I just feel like it's such a cute green palette. I mean, this shade, I mean, everything about this palette actually. Like, I feel some type of way looking at it. Is that a little frog? Looks like a little frog. Next, the next eyeshadow palette. This one has been out a while, and Amanda was saying that it was one of another really, really great palette from Colourpop, and I was just like, you know what? I looked at it and I was like, that actually is a really pretty color story. The packaging's so cute, like, let's just go for it. So that is going to be the Limoncello palette. I mean, the packaging on this is adorable. Oh, this is another one that has bigger pans. That keeps throwing me off. All right, here's what it looks like on the inside. It's kind of funny because now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, what was I seeing? I mean, it is cute. Like, I don't hate it. Kind of reminds me of the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette a little bit. I don't know. I'm feeling like sober me would not have purchased this palette. Next, I have the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Blending Sponge. I honestly just picked this up because Amanda literally, I'm just gonna sell her out. She had like 30 of these laying around and I was just like, that's a lot of sponges, but she said that it's really good. I think it'll take a lot to convince me to use this over my Chamazé Pawpaw sponge, which is just so affordable and so good, but I thought I'd still go ahead and give it a shot. Next, I have one of the liners from the Tinkerbell collection, and this was actually a replacement for something else I wanted to get. So the Lush Life collection had a deep green liner that I heard was really, really good, but that one was sold out, and Amanda said that this one was pretty similar and will pretty much give the same effect on the eyes, and I'm a big fan of Colourpop's liners. The packaging isn't the absolute best, but it's so affordable and it's worth it, even though actually the packaging on this one is super nice. Like, it feels a little bit like more sturdy and it's just so pretty. So this is the shade, let's see, Fly With Me. All right, so here's what that one looks like. I mean, it's just kind of like a sparkly green. And then I also picked up one of the gel liners from, I think this was like the Cherry collection, and I bought this specifically, this is the shade Cherry Pie, because I used to have the Anger Mood pencil from Linda Hellberg, and I really liked having a red eyeliner. Like, I feel like it can be really fun in certain looks, but I lost it. I lost it like a year and a half ago, and I still have not found it, and I don't think I'm ever gonna find it. So I decided to just go ahead and grab a Colourpop one. Oh wow, and the pigment is real. That looks really nice. Okay, very excited for that. Next, I just realized I have another one of the Cheek Dew Serum blushes. This one is called So Cosmo. This one definitely looks a little bit more warm, kind of an orangey shade. Let's see. Oh, I gotta take the piece off. All right, so here's what that one looks like. I mean, that looks like such a beautiful orange cream blush. I mean, it's kind of like a mixture of an orange and a peach, but the, what's it called? The glow just looks super pretty. Lastly, I have two different lip products to try out. So this one is the Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Stain. Never tried this. What was that? Okay, the shade is Cherry Up. I'm pretty sure Amanda said she really liked this shade. Let's see. I mean, it just looks kind of like a pinky, reddy berry kind of shade. I don't know. It's gonna be a thing where I have to try it on the lips and see how I feel for sure, especially because don't know how I feel about the glossy lip stain formula at all. And then I also grabbed one of the Luxe, what is this? This is one of the Luxe lipsticks, but I want to say it was like a blur or something different that a formula that I haven't tried. Yeah, okay, it's a velvet blur, and the shade is called Slow Dance. It looks like a pretty classic kind of like 90s nude lip, and I mean, it does look like a pretty matte kind of velvety texture, but I don't know. I'll be curious to compare this to other lipsticks in my collection that are labeled as a velvet formula. So those are all the products that I purchased, but I have a few more things from Colourpop that I can throw in at the end. So one thing that Amanda just gave me because she had an extra is the Going Coconuts palette. And I can already confidently say that I love this palette. I've been using it and I threw this in my travel makeup bag and it's just really, really nice. I mean, the mattes are kind of like a little bit more sheer, but it's just a really quick, easy, very neutral look. This shade all over the lid is absolutely stunning. The like inner corner like white shade I think is really pretty too because it's like a little bit more of like almost looks like kind of sparkly on the lid. It reminds me a little bit of the white sparkly shade in the Natasha Denona Gold palette. So really been enjoying that. I've been playing with that a ton. And then Amanda also gave me the High Tide palette from Colourpop, which I have yet to play with. I mean, it looks like a really beautiful, let me just pull it out, kind of teal palette. I mean, definitely a very, very monochromatic. And then one more thing from Colourpop I thought I would throw in at the end, which was a really sweet gift. I have a friend from high school. She actually has a YouTube channel now. Her name is kneeshuuh, and I'll make sure to leave her down below in case you want to check her out. But she saw my video when I was talking about new makeup releases. I was talking about the Colourpop Zodiac collection, and she reached out to me and told me that she actually won the whole collection in like a Colourpop giveaway, and that she was giving out all the quads to different people and just having fun with it. And she said that she still had the Taurus one available and offered to send it to me. So I have the little Taurus quad now and it is so cute. It says never tore us apart. I was dying a little bit, and then the size of it is just everything. This is the cutest quad I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, I just can't get over like the fact that it's a Taurus quad and it's like my perfect little quad of colors. I was thinking of maybe doing just like an Instagram quick like makeup tutorial with this, like not a full video or anything, but it's just so, so cute. So thank you to kneeshuuh for that. And obviously thank you to Amanda. I already told her thank you, but thank you for all the recommendations. I'm very excited to try all of it. I can't believe how many new eyeshadow palettes I have. I'm a little overwhelmed, but at least it was fun and it was Colourpop. It was affordable. It's not like I jumped onto Sephora when I wasn't thinking logically. That could have been a mess. I was wiping off the swatches real quick off my hand and look at what the glossy lip stain left. I do not know how I feel about that shade. So those are all of the products from this haul. I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, feel free to let me know down below which of these products you want to see in action. And honestly, I have so many things I could probably do, like not like a full face, but an almost full face testing products from Colourpop. If you wanted to see that, let me know which palette you'd want to see featured in that the most, because we've got so many pretty greens. Please don't vote for the limoncello palette. All right, y'all, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.